She erased him. That was the first story. This one is different. This one is about a man who bought cameras to feel safe. He bought these cameras 3 weeks ago. Thought they would help him sleep. He doesn't sleep at all now. It started with 5 stars in the App Store. Free app. 3 white cameras. Nice box. Day 1. He bought 3 cameras. Small. White. The app was free. 5 stars. 7 days. 0 alerts. The next morning after day 7, he checked the thermostat. 68 degrees. But the apartment was cold. He bought a second thermometer. Put it right next to the first one. The next day at 3:03 a.m., both showed 33 degrees. For 3 minutes. Then back to 68. He went on Reddit. Found a thread that was created and deleted 3 times. It was called "My Thermostat Lies at the Same Time Every Night." 8 people replied before the thread disappeared. All of them had the same start date. All of them had the same cameras. Day 8. 2:47 a.m. Alert. Kitchen. Empty. But the green box is hanging above the sink. He zooms in. The air is darker there. Like heat haze. Thermostat says 68 degrees. Day 9. 3:02 a.m. Alert. Same kitchen. The box moves. From the sink to the knives. 11 seconds. In the morning he checks the knives. On the bread knife handle, a print. Too small. Or the fingers too far apart. He took the print to the police. Said someone broke into his apartment. The forensics expert looked through the microscope and said, "That's not a human finger. But it's not an animal either. Not a glove. Just. Not human." He told him not to go back home. He didn't listen. Day 10. He put a camera in the bedroom. Pointed it at the bed. 3:03 a.m. Alert. He's on his back. Mouth open. But the box isn't on him. It's in the corner. 6'4". He's 5'9". The box watches him sleep for 6 minutes. 6 minutes. He counted. 6 minutes and 11 seconds. He timed it with his pulse. Then he turned on the light, nothing in the corner. But there was dust on the floor. Not the usual dust. It was lying in a strip, like something had stood there for a very long time and then left. He vacuumed. The next day, the dust was back. Same shape. Day 11. He doesn't sleep. Watches the live feed. Nothing. He falls asleep at 6 a.m. Wakes up at 9. Opens the app. 37 alerts. He didn't want to watch them. He scrolled through social media for 3 hours so he wouldn't have to open them. Then he realized, the app had already marked them as viewed. By who? He didn't open them. Number 1. 3:03 a.m. He's sitting up in bed. But in real life he's lying down. There's a second version of him worn on top of his body. Like a coat. The face is wrong. Smile past the ears. Number 4. The tall thing from the corner raises its arm. The thing wearing him opens his mouth. Wider than possible. Dark air comes out. Same heat haze. Then the video ends. But in the thumbnail he's alone. Sleeping peacefully. The app saw something. It chose not to show him. He decided to check if anyone else had the same thing. Found a private forum. 15 people. All of them had the same cameras. All of them had a second layer over their bodies. But the details were different. For one person, the layer was over their face like a mask. For another, it was under the skin, like the skeleton was trying to crawl out. He asked the forum admin what to do. He said, "You've already done it. You came here. Now it knows you're all connected." An hour later, the forum was gone. All the users deleted their accounts. Except one. His account is still there. Last login, tomorrow. Day 12. He unplugs everything. Takes out the SD cards. Puts them in the microwave. He wakes up at 3:03 a.m. on his own. No alarm. His phone has a notification. Wi-Fi is off. Airplane mode. Notification from the app, new event from offline camera. He checked his phone. The notification came at 3 hours and 3 minutes. Not 3:02. Not 3:04. Exactly. He started a stopwatch. The next day, again 3 hours and 3 minutes. He bought atomic clocks synced to GPS. They showed the same thing. The app bypasses physics. Or physics bends to the app. He opens it. Video timestamped 3:03 a.m. Current time 3:03 a.m. Live feed from a camera sitting inside a microwave. The video shows his bedroom. But not his. Walls darker. Mold. The window shows a field. The field he grew up next to. 200 miles away. Something walks across that field toward the window. 5 minutes. At 3:08 it touches the glass. A hand. Too many fingers. Or just very long. He remembers that field. When he was a kid, he was afraid to play there after sunset. He never knew why. Now he does. His mom told him that when he was 8 years old, he drew a picture. A house. A window. Outside, something tall and white. He asked her what it was. She said, "You called it the one who waits." He didn't remember that drawing. Until she showed it to him. The video stops. The SD card is blank. The app keeps the video. The delete button doesn't work. He hits delete. It says, "Are you sure?" He says yes. 20 minutes later the video comes back. New timestamp. Same footage. Always 3:03 a.m. He called the app support line. An automated voice said, "Your call is important to us. Please hold for 3 minutes." Then it hung up. He called again. This time the voice said, "We know who you are. Don't try to delete the camera. It's not yours anymore." Day 13. The app has a two-way audio button. He opens the live feed of the bedroom. Camera is unplugged. Screen is black. But the audio meter is moving. Someone is listening. He says hello. Silence. But he knew someone was listening. Because the audio meter changed. It started copying his breathing. With a 3-second delay. He held his breath. 3 seconds later, the audio meter stopped. He exhaled. 3 seconds later, an exhale on the other side. The meter spikes. Stops. Then moves again. Slowly. Like breathing. He says, "Who are you?" The meter dropped to 0. For 10 seconds. Then text appeared on the screen. Not in the app's chat, right over the video. System font, like a notification. But there was no notification. The text said, "You called me the one who waits. I'm tired of waiting." The video turns on. Not his bedroom. The field. Same gray sky. In the middle of the field, the tall thing. Facing him. Even though the camera is in his hand. Even though it's not pointing at anything. He says, "Leave me alone." The tall thing tilts its head. Then it raises its arm and points. Behind him. He turned around. Nothing in the apartment. But on the wall, a shadow. Not his. Not the figures from the corner. A third one. It was standing by the door. He walked to the door. Opened it. Empty hallway. Closed it. The shadow was gone. Opened it again. The shadow was back. Closer. He turns around. Nothing. Just his apartment. When he looks back, the feed is gone. The app crashes. He reopens it. One new notification. No video. Just text. The app has never sent text before. It says, "You're not watching the camera. The camera is watching you through me. Always has. Check your oldest photo. Zoom in on the corner." That haze isn't a glitch. He didn't check. He was afraid of what he would find. But that night, his phone opened the gallery by itself. Scrolled to the oldest photo. And zoomed in on the corner. The haze was there. He didn't do that. The phone was on the table. Day 14. He deletes the app. Factory resets his phone. Smashes the cameras with a hammer. Throws the SD cards in a river. He left the city. Rented a cabin in the woods. No internet. No phone. Slept with the lights on. The first night was quiet. The second night, also quiet. On the third night, he woke up because the cabin was cold. The thermometer showed 33 degrees. He walked outside. Nothing in the woods. But in the snow, footprints. One set. Long leading into the trees. He followed them. They led to an old animal den. Inside, his camera. The one he smashed with a hammer. It was intact. Red LED glowing. Last night. 3:03 a.m. He wakes up. His phone is on the nightstand. Screen lit up. The app is reinstalled. He never reinstalled it. The app is open. Live feed from a camera he destroyed. His bedroom. He's in bed. Standing next to him, a white box. 6'4". On the screen, it reaches down and touches his face. He sees his skin ripple where it touches. Like heat haze. In real life, he feels nothing. But he felt something else. He felt that it wasn't outside anymore. It was inside. He opened his mouth, and saw his breath. In a warm room. For 43 seconds, he watched the vapor come out of his mouth. Then it formed a shape. The shape of a face. His face. But smiling. This morning he looks in the mirror. A mark on his cheek. Not a scratch. A thumbprint. Too small. Or the fingers too far apart. The app sends one more notification at 7 a.m. It says, "You can't delete me. I'm not in the cloud. I'm in the gap between what you see and what you remember. I've always been there. You just never had a camera before. Open your camera roll right now. Find the oldest photo. Zoom in on the corner behind you. See that haze? That's not a glitch.